As dawn breaks over Pune, a city known for its blend of rich history and modernity, we are drawn to the serene ambience of the Osho International Meditation Resort. Nestled in lush greenery, this resort stands as a testament to Osho's legacy, attracting seekers from around the world. Inside the meditation resort, a collection of Osho's personal artifacts offers a glimpse into his private world. From his iconic robes to his writing tools, each item tells a story of a life dedicated to exploring spiritual depths. Chandra Mohan Jain, later known as Osho, was born into a simple family in 1931. From a young age, he exhibited an acute awareness and a questioning mind, setting the stage for his future as a revolutionary spiritual leader. The small village of Kuchwada, where Osho was born, remains untouched by time. Here, Osho spent his early years, surrounded by nature and the simple lifestyle of rural India, which influenced his later teachings on natural living and spiritual seeking. In the 1930s, India was a land of intense spiritual and political churn. The religious climate of this era, marked by a search for identity and freedom, played a crucial role in shaping the young mind of Osho. Family members recall stories of Osho as a child, a curious, rebellious spirit who questioned every societal norm. His philosophical inquiries began not in temples or schools, but amidst the discussions at home and with local scholars. Osho's thirst for knowledge led him to excel academically, particularly in philosophy and history. His university days were marked by fierce debates and a growing reputation as a brilliant, if unconventional, thinker. During his college years, Osho became known for engaging in rigorous philosophical debates, challenging professors and students alike. These debates were a precursor to his later public discourses that captivated thousands. Osho spoke of a profound self-realization experience at the age of 21, a turning point that defined his spiritual path. This moment of enlightenment, experienced alone under a tree, transformed him from a student into a guru. Scholars and spiritual leaders discuss the early teachings of Osho, highlighting his emphasis on meditation, awareness, and the courage to question traditional beliefs. His approach to spirituality was both revolutionary and evolutionary. By the late 1950s, Osho transitioned from a student to a university professor. His lectures, unlike traditional academic discourses, challenged the existing norms of spirituality and psychology, attracting both admiration and controversy. Osho began giving public talks outside the confines of the university. These gatherings, often held in public parks, drew crowds from various walks of life, eager to hear his refreshing views on spiritual freedom. Osho's methods, involving dynamic meditation and open discussions on taboo subjects, stirred controversy. His unorthodox approach rattled traditionalists but resonated with a new generation seeking authenticity. As word of his revolutionary ideas spread, the crowds at Osho's lectures grew exponentially. People from all over India and soon from across the world began flocking to hear him speak. Individuals transformed by Osho's teachings share their stories. From existential breakthroughs to deep personal healing, these testimonies highlight the profound impact of his vision. Experts analyze the science and philosophy behind Osho's dynamic meditation techniques, explaining how these practices were designed to shake off societal conditioning and awaken inner spontaneity. Osho's spiritual theories evolved, incorporating elements from various philosophies and religions, making his teachings a melting pot of Eastern and Western thought. The establishment of Osho's ashram in Mumbai marked a new chapter. Archival footage shows the early days of the ashram, bustling with activity as it becomes a sanctuary for spiritual seekers. A pivotal shift occurred as Osho moved from academia to full-time spiritual teaching. This transformation is narrated over images of his life's journey, highlighting key moments that led to his global recognition as a spiritual leader. Scholars and contemporaries discuss the universal appeal of Osho's teachings, crediting his charisma and the depth of his insights into the human condition. In the early 1980s, Osho envisioned a self-sustaining commune that would embody his philosophy of work, meditation, and creativity. This dream led to the purchase of a vast stretch of arid land in Oregon, USA. What started as an experiment in communal living soon became Rajneeshpuram, an ambitious project designed to create a utopia where spiritual growth and material prosperity coexisted. The acquisition of 64,000 acres in Oregon sparked excitement and controversy alike. The barren land was envisioned as a fertile ground for a thriving spiritual community. While followers saw it as the promised land, locals viewed it with suspicion, concerned about its long-term impact. The early days of Rajneeshpuram were filled with promise and hard work. Followers from around the world poured in, contributing their skills to transform the barren land into a vibrant community. Buildings, roads, and gardens quickly emerged as the commune took shape. Residents of Rajneeshpuram recall their experiences of living in the commune, a life of discipline, devotion, and daily meditation. For many, it was a dream realized, a life of purpose where work and spirituality were seamlessly blended. Residents of Rajneeshpuram recall their experiences of living in the commune, a life of discipline, devotion, and daily meditation. For many, it was a dream realized, a life of purpose where work and spirituality were seamlessly blended. As Rajneeshpuram grew, tensions with the local community intensified. Locals feared the rapid expansion and ideological differences. Misunderstandings and mistrust led to a climate of suspicion that would soon escalate into legal and political conflicts. Media scrutiny intensified as Rajneeshpuram grew in prominence. Sensational headlines painted Osho and his followers as a cult, fueling public anxiety. Journalists reported extensively on the commune's lifestyle, often exaggerating or distorting the reality. The commune's existence was marred by legal battles and confrontations with law enforcement. Issues over land use, immigration, and allegations of voter fraud led to intense legal scrutiny. These challenges culminated in a confrontation that threatened the very foundation of the commune. Within the commune, Osho's controversial practices, including the open embrace of sexuality and the accumulation of wealth, stirred further debate. Critics argued that these practices undermined traditional spiritual values, while followers believed they were paths to ultimate freedom. News reports chronicled the rise and fall of Rajneeshpuram, highlighting the challenges faced by Osho's commune. The intense media attention showcased a complex narrative of idealism, conflict, and eventual collapse. In 1984, Rajneeshpuram was thrust into infamy with allegations of a bioterror attack aimed at influencing local elections. Followers reportedly contaminated salad bars in the Dallas, Oregon, with salmonella, causing widespread illness. While some believed this was orchestrated by a few rogue disciples, others argued that Osho had tacit knowledge of the plan. The incident led to heightened scrutiny and sealed the commune's fate. Osho's arrest in 1985 marked a turning point for Rajneeshpuram. Charged with immigration fraud and conspiracy, his departure from the United States followed a dramatic arrest while attempting to leave the country. Legal experts analyzed the complexity of the charges and the political undercurrents that led to Osho's deportation back to India. Following his deportation, Osho returned to India in 1986, greeted by a mix of loyal followers and skeptical observers. His health was deteriorating, but his charisma and influence remained intact. Back at his Pune ashram, he resumed his discourses and renamed himself Osho, signaling a new phase of his spiritual journey. Osho's return to India was met with mixed emotions. While his followers celebrated the return of their master, critics viewed his reappearance with suspicion. Public opinion was deeply divided, with Indian media oscillating between fascination and controversy as Osho resumed his spiritual teachings. Years after the collapse of Rajneeshpuram, former members reflect on their experiences, some with nostalgia, others with regret. Their stories paint a complex picture of devotion, disillusionment, and self-discovery. Many grapple with the duality of their time in the commune, acknowledging both the spiritual fulfillment and the controversies that followed. Scholars analyze how the controversies surrounding Osho's life impacted the reception of his teachings. While the scandals overshadowed much of his philosophical work, they argue that his ideas on meditation, consciousness, and freedom continue to resonate with seekers worldwide, beyond the sensational headlines. Osho's teachings on sex, materialism, and spirituality remain some of the most debated aspects of his philosophy. He argued that repressed desires led to societal dysfunction and advocated for embracing human instincts as a path to spiritual liberation. Critics accused him of promoting hedonism, while followers saw it as a path to transcendence. Despite the controversies, Osho's teachings spread globally, influencing spiritual seekers, therapists, and philosophers. His dynamic meditation techniques and focus on mindfulness found resonance in Western cultures, where alternative spiritual practices were gaining traction. Today, Osho's ideas continue to inspire millions across the world. Even after the controversies, Osho continued to attract followers who resonated with his message. Many who joined post-Rajneeshpuram viewed his teachings as a guide to personal transformation and inner freedom. These stories offer a glimpse into the continued relevance of Osho's philosophy in modern times. The ethical and moral implications of Osho's teachings continue to spark debate. While his advocacy for total freedom resonates with many, others question the consequences of unchecked liberation. This ongoing discourse highlights the complexity of Osho's philosophy and its relevance in today's world. During his final years in Pune, Osho's teachings shifted toward a more refined and introspective approach. His discourses emphasized awareness, love, and the art of living consciously. Despite his deteriorating health, Osho maintained a serene presence, guiding his followers toward inner transformation. His later years reflected a quieter phase, where he distanced himself from past controversies and focused on spreading his vision of Zorba the Buddha, a harmonious balance between materialism and spirituality. Appearances were filled with a sense of solemnity and reverence. Thousands gathered to witness his last discourses, sensing that an era was coming to an end. His physical fragility was evident, but his words carried the same depth and clarity that had once stirred millions. These final moments captured a guru who had transcended controversies, leaving behind a profound spiritual legacy. In 1990, Osho's health deteriorated rapidly, leading to his death on January 19th. His followers believe that his body succumbed to the physical and emotional toll of his years of persecution and exile. As he took his last breath, the ashram fell silent, a profound stillness that echoed the loss of a master who had challenged the world's moral and spiritual foundations. Though Osho departed physically, his words continue to resonate. His profound insights on love, freedom, and self-discovery have transcended time, guiding millions on their spiritual journeys. His quotes, often provocative yet deeply enlightening, challenge conventional wisdom and encourage seekers to explore the unknown dimensions of life. Today, Osho centers across the globe continue to thrive, offering a sanctuary for spiritual seekers. These centers echo Osho's teachings through dynamic meditation, group therapy, and self-awareness practices. From India to Europe and the Americas, Osho's vision of conscious living is embraced by a diverse global community. Leaders of the Osho movement, who continue to preserve and promote his teachings, share their reflections on carrying forward his legacy. They discuss the challenges of balancing Osho's vision with contemporary realities and ensuring that his message remains relevant in today's fast-paced world. Osho's influence has permeated modern spirituality, inspiring not just individual seekers but also transforming therapeutic practices, meditation techniques, and leadership models. His emphasis on living with awareness and authenticity has found resonance among contemporary spiritual teachers and life coaches, making his philosophy more relevant than ever. Osho's vast literary and audiovisual archives remain a treasure trove for seekers. His discourses, recorded over decades, cover a wide range of topics, from love and relationships to death and enlightenment. His published works, translated into multiple languages, ensure that his voice continues to echo across generations. Spiritual and academic leaders from around the world share their closing thoughts on Osho's impact. Some view him as a revolutionary spiritual master, while others remain critical of his methods. Their reflections underscore the complexity of Osho's legacy, inviting viewers to draw their own conclusions about a man who dared to question the status quo. The documentary concludes with a heartwarming montage of followers across the world immersed in meditation, dance, and celebration of life. As serene scenes from Osho centers unfold, the message is clear: Osho's legacy is not confined to the past, it thrives in the hearts of those who continue to seek the truth.